incomparable power, verse 19, and his incomparable great power for us who believe. I pray that you understand, know his incomparable great power for us who believe. You pray this for yourself. You pray this for others. His power is greater. It's incomparable. It's surpassing any other power. It's more vast. It's one of the translation is mega. It's a mega power. What is this power? What does it not compare to? What does it surpass? God's power surpasses worldly power. Any worldly power. God's power is not comparable to worldly power. It's totally different from the world's power. And you have to pray. Your eyes have to be open so you can see this. Otherwise, we'll think the world's power is God's power. We'll think big armies are God's power. We'll think lots of money in the economy is God's power. We think, well, I'm winning. That must be God's power. And my people are the best, and we defeated them, and we killed them, so we must have God's power. God is a genie in a bottle, and I get things when I want them, and nothing ever goes wrong. That's God's power. But that's not God's power. That's the world's power. And God's power does not compare to the world's power. In Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1, Isaiah describes God's power starting in verse 1 throughout Isaiah 53. He says, "Who has believed our message," this message of who God is, "and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed?" The arm of the Lord. The arm represents strength, represents power. Whom has the power of the Lord been revealed? Who has believed this message of God's power? Isaiah will tell about the incomparable power in the rest of Isaiah 53 of a suffering servant. He says the power of God, the arm of God, the strength of God is revealed in a suffering servant. A suffering servant. It's hard to believe in that power from a worldly, earthly point of view, because we compare the suffering servant, a lack of power. We want real power, a non-suffering ruler, leader, someone who's in control. But Isaiah tells us the suffering servant is the arm of God. That's our message. And Paul says this message is our message as well. And if you believe this message, the power of God will be yours. Well, let's see how Paul describes